I am from the north, and if speaking the truth hurts anybody, let the truth hurt. There are moments in a nation's history when pretending becomes more dangerous than speaking. And right now, Nigeria is in that moment. Look around. The country isn't shaking politically anymore. It is shaking at the foundation of survival. Just last week, a brigadier general was captured and executed by terrorists. A whole general for that matter. And somehow, life continued normally. We moved on like it was a minor headline. Then followed by the Kebbi schools girls abducted. Then in the same week, abducted Niger state students. Then the Kwara church attack and abduction. This happens within a 14-day period, and the country is quiet again. Had this happened in the southeast, south, and the southwest, you and I know definitely that the country will not sleep. But because these are northern children, the outrage dies before tomorrow. Tell me, when did kidnapping children stop being breaking news? People keep talking about sovereignty as if the word alone protects a nation. But what kind of a sovereign is this, where terrorists travel across borders like tourists, storm schools and abduct students like it is a routine, and also have the confidence to ambush a military convoys at will and take a general like it is nothing? If terrorists can control highways, forests and villages, if citizens negotiate ransoms like just a regular school fees, if soldiers die silently without consequences, then what exactly are we calling a sovereign nation for? And the most painful chapter of this strategy is the North. Katsina shut down schools, followed by Plateau, followed by Bauchi states. Tell me, what sort of a policy is this? When a government starts closing schools like classrooms because terrorists dictate safety, that is no longer policy. That is a surrender. And if you want to destroy a generation, you don't need bombs. You shut their schools. And the North, already the poorest, least educated among the regions, most terrorized region, is again the hardest hit. And while our children are missing, while insecurity is worsening, while villages are burning down, our politicians are busy carrying party flags and planning for 2027. And let's be honest, some wounds are self-inflicted. The northern leaders have a major role to play regarding this insecurity issue of a thing. We released terrorists in the name of repentance. We gave them clemency, we reintegrated them, we handed them guns in the name of fighting insurgency. Now, the same men welcomed are the ones killing our soldiers. How do you build peace by rewarding violence? How do you protect victims by empowering their attackers? You cannot build peace by rewarding violence. But do you know the worst part? Of all of this system that has failed, it is the same people that have stopped reacting. We are getting used to trust tragedy. We mourn quietly. We pay ransom quietly. We bury quietly. Then we open Facebook to defend politicians who do not defend us. Habamana. If you think this is about tribe, religion, then you're not paying attention. I just want us to think about this. The bullets don't ask if you are a Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Christian or Muslim. They only ask if you are a Nigerian. And listen, this country is not collapsing because terrorists are strong. It is collapsing because our leaders are not fighting for our security. They are fighting for 2027. And the day Nigerians finally understand this will be the day things start to change. If we don't demand accountability now, 2027 will arrive, but a nation may not. Before politicians fight for power, I hoped they remember there may be no country left to rule if Nigerians keep disappearing one school at a time.
Wait first, how is Nnamdi Kanu more of a problem to the north than the banditry, the terrorism, and all the social vices going on in the north? I have actively watched our northern brothers and sisters put in a show, agitate, and cry out for causes that have no effect to the northern part of the country. They are the loudest voice when it comes to Palestine. They are the loudest voice when it comes to what's happening in other part of the country. Meanwhile, when it comes to Nigeria, they are almost silent. In the history of Nigeria for the past 60 plus years of our independence, the North has been in power for over 40 something years. And yet, the northern region in all human development indices comes last. Healthcare, education, security, way of living, everything you want to put. Meanwhile, they are the ones that have been in power for so long. And you never see these, our northern voices, call out these people, call out their leaders. They are always quiet. The whole insecurity, they have been quiet. They have been in bed with insecurity for close to 15 years. In fact, insecurity is not a normal thing in the north until Trump came out to speak. And all of a sudden, they all remember that no, it's no longer a Christian genocide. They are also killing northerners. Where have these northern voices been for so long? And it's so painful because there are so many unaware northerners that are not on social media that don't even have a voice that are feeling the brunt of this bad governance. They are feeling the brunt of the evil leadership that have been passing through the northern leaders. And they don't have a voice. And they expect these ones that are audible today, screaming and shouting, why should Peter Obi speak about Nnamdi Kanu? Why should Trump talk about genocide? Why are these voices not amplifying the ill governance going on in the north? Honestly speaking, I think the social voice of the northerners need to be up and need to be loud enough. I'm happy that some few are rising up, and I hope many more rise up, because this hypocrisy has to stop.
What do you think is the main reason behind the government's failure to prevent these abductions in particular and worsening insecurity in general? What are the questions that still need answers for you about this?
Well, for me, the government has abdicated in its primary responsibility of protecting and saving lives and properties of citizens, and has given 99% of its time to politicking. And governance, especially in a country like Nigeria, is a serious business. It is not how to make money, but how much sacrifice would the leaders make on behalf of the people. If you are a Nigerian president, or a governor, or even chairman of council, you shouldn't have more than 6 hours for leisure. The remaining must be hands on the wheels. That we are not seeing. This government is only concerned about receiving the campees or trying to destroy opposition political parties. And I want to tell them, for the world to know, that it is not in their interest to destroy opposition, because without opposition there is no democracy. And if there is no democracy, it means we are sliding to fascism, dictatorship of the Mussolini type. And this is exactly where they are taking us to. And in fact, I want to advise right from the start that it is not even in the interest of the ordinary APC man not to have an opposition, because if there is no opposition, he doesn't matter to those in authority. So even the APC people should try to protect opposition so that they become relevant in their own party.
Well, what specific actions do you think the APC government should take to address these, for instance, mass abductions of students in Niger State and other parts of the north?
Let me tell you, it still boils back to what I have said. Those in authority must put up their thinking cap and do the needful. They have tried this garagara, as I would want to call it. It did not work. So it is now time to use their intellect, use technology, and protect our citizens. I want to tell you something that had happened in China. Some people sat at the airport when their lounge, when their flight was called. Somebody forgot his bag, small bag, and went to board the aircraft. They asked him for his boarding pass. He looked. The small bag was not there. So he rushed and reported. And the police said, don't matter, don't worry, just go. So they put their cameras and discovered who picked that bag containing, in fact, the man is a Cameroonian, containing $11,000. And they followed him, the camera followed him to the aircraft where he boarded and took off. By the time he arrived at the next station, security people were waiting for him at the ladder of the aircraft.
And you don't want to be caught by the Chinese, do you?
And they just asked him,
hand it over.
and the man who left gave them the address where he was going, dropped the address, and in the morning, here was his bag at his...
So that illustrates the point you're making about using
Seriousness,
technology and being serious.
Of course. We are not serious. We
So
are only interested in power to make money or to show you that I have arrived.
But when you say we, I mean, that implies that you, as a member of the opposition, is also somebody who's been in ruling parties before. I mean, that you're part of the whole sort of mix. I mean, how would you have addressed it if you were in power? What specific measures would you take differently from what the government is doing?
In the first place, because I cannot make that sacrifice of 18 hours per day for you. That is why I am neither electable nor appointable.
Yeah, but you're in a party where you were campaigning
I am campaigning for somebody
to go into power.
Yes, because I thought that I can have the authority or the influence to dictate how things should be done.
Because you helped Buhari get into power.
And when he said we cannot
and you
participate,
tried to help Kwankwasa to get into power.
Of course, I assumed Buhari could do it. When he got there, I discovered that he was all.
Guys, I'm pissed. I'm not happy at all. A pastor was having a crusade, calling people to Christ, having a church program in a place in Nasarawa State. And all of a sudden, these terrorists, aka bandits, terrorists, went and disrupted the crusade ground, shooting at the people. The police could not arrest these terrorists, or they didn't want to arrest them. Now, the pastor, having experienced such mayhem and such destruction, decided to post on social media what happened during his church crusade. After the pastor posted it, and people could see that terrorists attacked a crusade ground where Christians were praying and people were being called to Christ, the police arrested the pastor for sharing the image with Nigerians. So is it that you guys are trying to cover up the Christian genocide that is happening in Nigeria? Because you will have to arrest all the Christians. Hope you have enough cells, enough holding jails to put all the Christians, because some of us will never keep quiet. Will never keep quiet. I think, Christian, it is time to start fighting back. We don't have weapons. We don't have guns. We don't have Uzis. We don't have Glock. We don't have AK-47. But what can we do? Let's start fighting back with our money. Only buy and do business with Christians in Nigeria. Buy Christian. Buy from Christians. Exchange your money with Christians. If the money circulates around the Christian, doesn't pass through to the other side, maybe they will take us serious. We don't have Uzis, but you know what? We are ready to die for what we believe in. I am crucified with Christ. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live. Yet not I, but Christ that lives in me. The life I now live is according to the faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave his life for me. Galatians chapter 2, verse 20. We will not keep quiet. I'm ready. Arrest all the Christians, but will not keep quiet about the Christian genocide happening in Nigeria.
Welcome back to the channel. So some things that are happening in the north right now just show pure double standards. And honestly, some northerners that are pretending not to see it, they are part of the problem that we have in this country. You can't just shout justice when it suits you, then you go quiet when the same injustice is hitting other people. That kind of selective outrage is exactly what's holding the country back. When something happens in the south or in the east, you see some northern voices rush online to condemn it. They will even shout law and order or call for quick punishments. But when it's something happening right in the north, like the killings and kidnappings, all these bandit attacks, political manipulation or government failures, suddenly everybody starts whispering. Some people act like they don't know what's going on. Some will even pretend like it's just a normal or it's not their business, and while others just stay quiet or silent until the country moves on. And that silence is what we call hypocrisy. The same people that command or demand strong punishments for others can't openly call out the criminals or the politicians, security failures that is in their own region. These same people that say, hey, we want peace, don't say a word. They will not say a word when innocent northerners are being killed by bandits almost every day. They will talk loudly when it's another region, but when it's their own backyard, they start forming blind and deaf, and that's not fair. Let's also talk about their leaders that they defend. Some northerners, they just support politicians who have done nothing to improve the security situation. Every day, villages are attacked, people kidnapped on highways, families are being destroyed. Yes, some people still defend these leaders like their lives depend on it. And instead of holding them accountable, they attack anyone who speaks up. How do you expect things to change like that? If the same energy that is being used to criticize other regions was used to confront the problems in the north, the whole country will be better. But as long as people keep pretending not to see what is happening, the problem will continue to grow, and that's the truth. So calling out bad leadership is not just hatred. Speaking against injustice is not tribalism. Wanting safety and fairness for everyone is not bias. The North has strong, outspoken, honest people, but too many stay silent when their voices are needed the most. So if we want to better Nigeria, then I think everybody, including the Northerners, they need to stop the selective outrage and start speaking the truth consistently, because hypocrisy won't even save anybody. That's it. Well, I'll be in the comment section to know what you think about this. And if this is your first time joining my channel, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.